Remember this guy? The man, only identified as David, broke his silence to give his explanation and reasoning for cheering. He did a 2-minute video, and I will play part of that here. However, not so sure.
Mass shooting statistics. At that point, I did not see what happened directly. My head was lowered while I listened. When I heard a sharp crack, at first I thought it might have been fireworks or a disruptive prank, so I looked up to the horizon for smoke. When none appeared, I realized it must have been a firearm. My friend reacted in horror, saying Charlie had been struck. His voice and description told me how serious it was. Based on his reaction, I believed Charlie had been gravely injured. I instinctively checked the security team's movement, though I have no affiliation with them. Realizing the situation was dangerous, I stood and shouted USA, not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction that might help calm panic or even save lives. At that moment, no one knew whether this was a lone shooter or something coordinated. My friend was devastated. He admitted he admired Charlie deeply. I only knew Charlie through minimal content, but would never wish to celebrate harm to anyone. Because of my background as a soldier, I was able to stay calm under stress, focus on protecting and comforting my friend. Afterward, I called my wife to let her know I was safe. Once traffic eased, we left.
I wonder who gave him the script that he's reading from and why he thought to cause a distraction would be a good idea. That's strange to me. And he mentioned his friend. So this is his friend, and what caught my attention was that I have an interview already on my channel of this man from the day of the shooting, and then later on, he goes on another channel, I think Crowdsource the Truth or whatever, and does kind of like an interview about the cheer guy, and I just got a weird feeling from it after the first interview he done. So we're just going to watch both of those, and then I'll come back.
It all happened. I got a text from someone I've interviewed before on previous stories. His name's James Gaffney. And James, if you could walk in the frame here with me. You texted me very quickly after it happened, and you were very close. Can you tell me what you saw?
Yeah, I was like 15 feet away. Well, if you can even see it on there, very close. I can't believe it didn't seem real at first. Not at all. I thought it sounded like a firecracker almost, so it must have been a couple of shots that got fired. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing him go down, and I'm like, what? And then all of us are going down. And then about 30 seconds later, people start moving, and I start walking past the car that they had him in, and there was a guy outside of it with blood all over him, and I'm hearing a guy saying, we need to shut this area down, and just people are walking, but no one's running from where we're at. They must have been running a different way, but they weren't running where we were, and this isn't right. This is so stupid. It's like every shooting is from radical leftists. I am so tired of it. You can't feel safe. I probably will never go anywhere without my gun again. And if they think that shooting him is going to make it so that our resolve is less, you got another thing coming. Because there's going to be a movement because of what he did. We are not backing down from this. This is so stupid.
So based off the photo you showed me, and obviously very hard to see with the brightness and the phone and everything, you were what, third row, fourth row? You saw it right away.
There was only 2 people in front of me, and I had a direct shot, and it's hard to believe it happened. I love Charlie Kirk.
Third row, fourth row, you saw it right away.
There was only 2 people in front of me, and I had a direct shot, and it's hard to believe it happened. I love Charlie Kirk. This is so stupid. And I will not be shaken in my faith with what he was doing. So, yeah. Sorry, I don't know.
From what I know of Charlie, and from what I've heard from other people that came out to see him speak today, he encouraged people who disagreed with him to show up and to stand in the front row. Obviously, it sounds like you agreed with him. You were very up close. Did you see it happen? Did you see him get shot?
Yes. Or it was right in front of me. I thought it was fake. I don't want to go into the detail. It was so crazy, just so much. I had no doubt that there was no way he survived this because of how much I saw. And he is. He's not with us anymore. And this is so stupid that it's happening here.
You were telling me earlier today the format of the event. It sounded like people were lining up to ask questions. Maybe there was only one question asked, two questions asked before this happened?
It was way too coincidental with this person that was asking questions about transgenders being banned from having guns, which I totally agree with. You guys were off your rocker. Like, seriously, like, we don't have to agree with what you are. Who cares? Be you, but stop trying to force it on us and stop pushing your ideology on us and going to this radical with it. Like, I don't get it. So they're talking about that. And right when they're talking about that with this guy, this is when it happens. And it seemed way too coincidental at that point. I mean, he should be talked to. Whoever was asking that question, the timing seemed way too convenient.
To anything related to the shooting at all.
Yeah, and so you guys are just old buddies. You went there to see Charlie Kirk. This horrible thing happens, and
Yes.
Now he's caught up in all this intrigue. Everybody's with the death threats. I don't understand why people are so hot on death threats. It's like, why can't you just say, oh, well, this guy's an idiot or whatever, and forget about it?
So here's the same guy. This is the cheer guy's friend. He is now on Crowdsource the Truth, talking to Jason Goodman about cheer guy. And he's going to give his perspective on things. So pay attention here.
He's a friend of yours. Obviously, we don't want to dox the guy. James, what are you, any input on this regarding your friend?
Yeah, I mean, I've been friends with him for over 23 years. Like, we are full MAGA. Like, he has no love for the Democrats other than with the fact that he doesn't believe in their policy, but he has no problem with the people in general, of course, right? Just like most people that are Republicans have no problem with the people being Democrats. It's Democrats that have problems with us, but just for being Republican. But I'll tell you, when I was there, he had no idea what had happened. Like, he was looking down. And so when we all went down, you'll see there's a photo of him down with me, and I'm looking up at him and I'm telling him what happened. And then as soon as he heard what happened, that's when he shot up.
Yeah, I mean,
The bearded mystery man who appeared to cheer at the Charlie Kirk shooting claimed that he was chanting USA to create distraction. So he admits that just like George Zinn, he was trying to be a distraction.
Shouted USA, not as a provocation, but to project strength, encourage others, and create a distraction.
Then his friend, who said in his first interview that he had a direct shot to Charlie, later went on Crowdsource the Truth to defend Cheer Guy. If you rewind to this part of the video, that news anchor says that the friend of Cheer Guy has interviewed with him on numerous occasions before. He said this guy texted him immediately after the shooting, and I believe that he done that to control the narrative, to get out on the news what he wanted people to believe. Then he went on Crowdsource the Truth to try to make everyone believe that Cheer Guy is a Republican. Somebody else did that too. Doesn't that sound very familiar? Something just seems off here to me, and in my opinion, I think both of these guys are paid actors or paid something, and possibly had prior knowledge that this was going to happen. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm no professional, but I do have common sense. I have eyes, I have ears, and this is what I think. Let me know what you think below.